Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. This one kind of came to me as I was just like thinking through my morning and the upcoming schedule and how crazy life gets in December. So I thought that now would be a really good time, before we really get into traveling and, having those last minute holiday events and things like that that kind of screw up our schedule this month, to give you three workouts that you can kind of place wherever you need to use them throughout the month and still get a really great workout. These are either going to be body weight or they're going to be dumbbell only. You should only need really one set of dumbbells in order to complete this. If you have multiple sets with you, perfect. You can change up the weights if you so choose, but you're going to be able to get a great workout doing any one of these three wherever you need to do them, throughout this month and really anytime. But I just know that with like Christmas, not only do you have like the actual Christmas holidays, but you have, the like tonight we have like a band performance we have to be in town for. We, have the basketball games that we're traveling for. We have, cooking or not cooking, cookie baking and things like that, those traditions. Or maybe you have like a shopping day or an ornament, creation day that you do with your friends and family. You have work Christmas parties, you have school events, like all the things are just crazy this month. And it can really throw a wrench into what you can accomplish. So if you are trying to get to a gym to, do your workout, or maybe even if the workouts that you usually do are just taking too long, or you need something you can just like bing, bang, boom, throw in where you want to, that is going to be really helpful to have in your back pocket. So the reason I chose some of these, and I'll walk you through what they are, is because one, you need minimal equipment and minimal space to be able to do them. So that's huge. Also, they're going to be pretty quick and efficient. So 30 minutes or less. And they're going to all be full body workouts. You're going to work all of the, well, not all of the muscles, but you're going to work all of the main muscle groups in your body during all of these workouts. So if it is like just screwing your week up and you need to do all three of these on repeat for a week, that's fine. You might get kind of sick of them, but they're going to be effective. And that is the point. Doing something is always going to be better than doing nothing. And that's going to help you feel better mentally, which is going to help you stay on better track, make better choices when life is throwing all of these curveballs at us this month. So just keep that in mind. I do have workouts like this in our NH Fitness app, in our minimal equipment or our dumbbell only programs, as those are all 30 minutes or less as well. But if you aren't in my NH Fitness app and you want to have these three to like fall back on, then this is going to be really helpful. If you do want to jump into our app, we have lots of fun things coming as well. That'll be linked below. If you do want to check it out, you can get into my app for as little as $9.99 a month and get access to some of these programs I'm talking about. I do have other coaching levels as well. I have a challenge that's coming up in 2025, all kinds of giveaway stuff happening with it as well. So be sure to be on the lookout for that. Check out the app if you want it. Otherwise, save these three workouts in your back pocket to at least survive this month. So like I was saying, we need something in your workouts that are going to be fairly quick. We need them to work your whole body so that we get the whole thing accomplished. And we want them to be effective. So the first one, what you're going to do is 5 rounds of these three workouts or these three movements. And here is the piece though, you have to push your body until failure for each one of these movements each time that you do it. So what that means is when we push our muscles to failure, that means like we literally cannot complete one more rep without breaking form. That's a big piece, right? We don't want to sacrifice form to get that extra rep. We want to make sure that even if we're shaky, even if it's really hard and we're making the weirdest face ever because it's so hard, that we are still pushing ourselves to failure in order to get the most out of our muscles in that set of reps. So, with that being said, 5 rounds, you're going to do push-ups until failure. If you cannot do regular push-ups, do them on your knees, right? Do them against a wall, do them, inverted up on a box or on a bench or on a chair, something like that. Whatever you need to do in order to have good form, do push-ups until failure. So if that is 10 push-ups, okay. If that is 40 push-ups, okay, that's okay. But do what you need to do in order to do the push-ups until failure. Then the next one, as soon as you finish up with those push-ups and you've like, I can't go up one more time. You're going to flip over on your back and you're going to do as many sit-ups until failure as possible. Now, if your feet are underneath like a ledge or you have dumbbells over your feet to hold them in place or something like that, or you have your kids sitting on your feet to hold them still, that's okay if that's what you want to do. Otherwise, you could do butterfly sit-ups if that's what you choose as well, but do sit-ups until failure. So that might be, 15 sit-ups. I'm just throwing numbers out here. For me, push or sit-ups until failure might be more like 60, 70. And it just depends on the person. So we're gonna do as many sit-ups as we can until we cannot do another sit-up in that moment. Then as soon as you get done doing those sit-ups until failure, you're gonna stand up, you're gonna do as many air squats as you can until failure. This one is gonna push you, right? Because air squats, your legs so strong. If you truly push your legs until failure, you can do some people like hundreds of these things, but you go quick, right? Good form, going down as far as you can. That will help you a lot get the most out of this. If you really want to speed up the process, do squat jumps instead. You'll really burn out faster. But doing these air squats is going to be really, really effective until failure. And then you rest for 60 seconds and then you repeat this process 4 more times. And what that's going to do is you're going to probably see that your push-ups, your sit-ups, your air squats, all those numbers will start to decrease their failure numbers each round because only giving your body 60 seconds to rest between each round is going to cause you to run out of your muscle energy, which is what we want to do, right? We want to tap out on how strong our muscles are. Like they're going to start to hurt. That's that lactic acid buildup. We want to try and push through that, get as many of those reps each time in those rounds in order to get the most out of this workout. You're only going to go until failure 5 times. And at the end, you might be down to like 1 or 2 push-ups. You might be down to like 5 sit-ups. You might be down to 20 air squats, whatever the case is, even if your number started substantially higher. But you're going to know when you got done, you really freaking killed it. And you pretty much worked out all the pieces of your body or a lot of the really main muscle groups here. So that one's going to be really effective. You can do that with your kids. You can do that while you're watching football. You can do that wherever. And you only need a square space like as big as you. So you can do that. Now, the next one is a full body AMRAP. So this means as many reps as possible or as many rounds as possible in 30 minutes. So set your timer for 30 minutes. If you don't have 30 minutes, set it for 20 minutes. Whatever, right? All you're going to need is a pair of dumbbells. Now, what you're going to do is you're not going to get any rest in here. You're going to rest as minimally as possible. Yes, in 30 minutes time, you're going to end up stopping for a second and taking a couple breaths. That's okay. The point is to get yourself back into it as fast as possible. So that means that when you do take a rest, you're not checking your phone, right? We're not changing the music. We're not going to change laundry, anything like that. Stay focused, right? Take a couple breaths, jump back in. If you have to take a mid rest, mid set of reps, that's okay. That's going to happen. That's the point of an AMRAP. Just like we were doing with our last workout, that is going to help push you and get the most out of your workout for the short amount of time that you have. Now, with this, all of these movements are going to be working multiple pieces of your body at the same time, which is fantastic. That's what we want. So, like I said, 30 minutes is what I suggest for setting your timer for. 1 set of dumbbells should do it. I would say if you do have 2 sets, do like a medium weight and then a light weight. That would be great. So what we're going to do is 10 dumbbell thrusters. Okay, so that is going to be where you have the dumbbells up here on your shoulders and you go down into a squat and then you push all the way up. When you stand up, come back down, and you do 10 of those, right? That is going to help a lot. And that's going to work your shoulders. That's going to work your core. That's going to work your glutes, your quads, even your calves. Like all that stuff is going to be working at the same time to do those dumbbell thrusters. Then you're going to follow that up with 10 dumbbell burpees. Now, if you've never done these, I guarantee you know what a burpee is. But what we're going to do is you're going to hold onto the dumbbells in your hands, go down like you're going to do the burpee, right? So go down, basically do a push-up with them in your hands. And when you jump up, you're not going to lift your dumbbells up overhead. You're just going to jump up and then do like a jump squat essentially with the dumbbells next to your sides. So instead of jumping with your hands overhead, you're going to jump with your hands at your sides, holding onto the dumbbells the whole time. You can see how this is going to be really hard, right? So hold onto those dumbbells the whole time. If you cannot do these, do the burpees without the dumbbells. Okay, do 10 regular burpees without the dumbbells. I know you knew I was going to include burpees in here, but seriously, burpees are going to work your entire body. You know, you're going to work your chest, you're going to work your shoulders, you're going to work your core, you're going to work your quads, your glutes, you're going to work your calves. Everything is going to be working here when you're doing a dumbbell burpee. So 10 dumbbell thrusters followed by 10 dumbbell burpees. Then you're going to stand up, and this one's going to be where you slow it down a little bit, but we still work really hard. We're going to hinge forward at our hips. We have a slight bend in our knees, legs about shoulder width apart, and we're going to do 10 dumbbell rows by 10 dumbbell reverse flies. So you're going to do basically 2 movements for your back in 1 rep. So the row means that you're going to pull those dumbbells straight back. So you're going to be like pulling your hands up towards your hips essentially, and your elbows are going to be going straight back. So you should feel all of your back muscles coming together to work on that. So you're going to do the row, come back down, and then go out to the reverse fly, go out to the side so that your shoulder blades, you feel like you're pinching that pencil between your shoulder blades for that fly. So a row plus a fly is going to be 1 rep. So you're going to do 10 of those. So essentially, you're going to do 10 rows and 10 reverse flies for this one set. That is going to be so essential for your back. It's going to be awesome. And it's way harder than you may anticipate because you are working your entire back in different ways all at the same time. And then the last piece, lay it down on your back, and you're going to do 10 Turkish get-ups per side. This is where the light dumbbell is really going to come into effect. If you cannot do a Turkish get-up with the dumbbell, do it without and do 10 per side. These are going to take a lot of time because it is a full body movement. When you do a Turkish get-up, if you haven't done one before, if you're in my app, they're in there, or Google it, right? And you can easily watch a video of how to do this real quick. But you start on your back, one leg up, and then opposite arm is up. And then you lean forward with your core, and your other hand is behind you. And then you slide your other leg underneath of you. And then you stand all the way up with your arm always up overhead. And then you come back down and reverse the movement. The entire all the way up and the entire all the way down is 1 rep. You're going to do 10 per side. That's why you want a light dumbbell for this. They are killer. Your heart rate will be through the roof, even doing this without a dumbbell. This is going to work your core, your shoulders, your glutes, your quads. It's going to work your back. All of it's going to be working at the same time. So 10 of those per side, and then you just repeat as many times as you can. So that one, once again, 30 minutes. This is an AMRAP, so we go as often as we can, rest as minimal as much, wow, rest as little as possible. There we go. 10 dumbbell thrusters, 10 DB burpees, 10 dumbbell row plus reverse flies, and then 10 dumbbell Turkish get-ups per side. That is going to be killer. Once again, you only need the 1 or 2 set of dumbbells, a very small space, so you can get that done. The last one is an EMOM, so every minute on the minute. So that means that you're going to start, minute 0, and then at the next minute 1, you start again. At minute 2, you start again. So you have the minute time to complete these reps that we're going to do, and it made it easier for this. So once again, I said 30 minutes. That means you're going to complete this whole thing through 5 times. And you get 30 seconds of rest every single minute. So what that means is from 0 seconds to 30 seconds, you're going to do the first set. And then from 1 minute to a minute 30, you're going to do the next set. And then from minute 2 to 2:30, you're going to do the next set. And that way you get 30 seconds of rest every single time. But in that 30 seconds of work, you're going to push as hard as you can every single time through. So these are the movements. So for the first minute or 0 to 30 seconds, you're going to do dumbbell suitcase squat jumps. So that means that you hold the dumbbells on either side. Your legs are about shoulder width apart. You're going to squat down like you're picking up suitcases at the airport. And then you're going to jump straight up, right? So we're just going to keep going down and then straight back up. This is going to work your entire lower body. It's going to be killer for your lower body. Do as many as you can in 30 seconds. This is once again going to probably start to decrease as you go through the rounds because your body's going to get more taxed and tired. But this first round, you might get, 10, 15, 20 if you're really killing it. But by the end, you might only be getting like 5, 6 because your body's just so tapped. You're like, just get me through this last round, right? That's okay. But you're going to start with those dumbbell suitcase squat jumps. For the next round, you're going to do 30 seconds of the dumbbell shoulder push press. So we're going to have our dumbbells up here, up by our shoulders, and we are going to do a slight bend in our legs, not a full squat, but more like a pulsing. And then we're going to push straight up overhead. Okay, so that's going to really work your glutes, but it's going to work your shoulders, your core, your back a lot because they all need to work together to keep you balanced. The third round, you're going to do 30 seconds of double dumbbell swings. So you've probably done like a dumbbell swing before. You've probably done like a kettlebell swing before. And these are going to be the ones where we come straight out in front of us, not up overhead. We want to come straight out in front of us. So if you hold the dumbbells in front of you, with your palms facing each other, essentially, you're going to a wide stance and you're going to hinge forward and use your glutes to push the dumbbells back up through, right? So you're going to do 30 seconds, as many of those as you can. And let me tell you, by doing the double dumbbell, it really adds a whole new level of balancing and of struggle and of hard work. So you're going to enjoy these. They're going to push you, but they're going to feel great. Just make sure you keep your back straight, and we're focusing on hinging, not hunching. And we're using our glutes to push us forward every single time. It should be a hinge and glute workout for you. The next one is going to be 30 seconds of a dumbbell push-up plus T raise. So you're going to do 30 seconds on one side, 30 seconds rest, 30 seconds on the other side, 30 seconds of rest, okay? But what you're going to do is you're going to have your dumbbells, and you're going to have your push-up position, okay? So we want to have the dumbbells, our hands are on the dumbbells. We do a push-up, come back up, and then you're going to raise the dumbbell up and over your back. So it's like you look like a small T on your side, right? So just imagine that your body looks like a T. So your arms are essentially straight with one of them on the floor and one of them is turning up behind you. If you are unable to do this with the dumbbells, do them without. That's okay. Do the push-ups without the dumbbells and then do the T raise without the dumbbells. You're going to get very effective work by doing them without the dumbbells too. But the dumbbells add that next level of intensity. So once again, do as many as you can on each side for each 30-second interval. The last one you're going to do is 30 seconds of dumbbell sit-ups. So that means you're going to do a regular sit-up form. You're going to have your dumbbell, down by your chest, or you can hold it out in front of you. It's whichever way you want to, but you're going to have your back on the floor, knees bent. So you're in a regular sit-up position, and you're going to have your dumbbell. And like I said, if you do it over your chest, you can push it forward as you go up every time. So your arms are going to go up overhead as you sit up. Or if you keep your arms up overhead, you could do the sit up and just leave your arms up overhead for the entire 30 seconds. It's up to you how you want to do that one. The one where you push forward, I think, is a little bit more of a challenge because it's challenging your chest and your shoulders a little bit more. But you can try it without, or you can try it either way. And if it becomes too much, you can do pretty much a lot of these without any dumbbells at all. So as you get moving through, it's going to be more difficult. Just keep reminding yourself that as you go through the rounds of, the first workout with all the failure, you're going to go down and decrease in reps because you get taxed and tired. That's how it's supposed to work. For the AMRAP, you're going to start to take longer to get through each set of 10. For this EMOM, you're going to probably see that your number of reps per 30 seconds is going to start to decrease. So just keep that in mind. I know that I kind of went through these fast, so all of these workouts will be in the show notes below, so you can easily copy and paste them to your notes, that kind of thing, to utilize whenever you need them. If you do have any questions at all about these, definitely reach out and let us know. If you have any questions about the NH Fitness app and what it looks like to be coached in there, what the workouts look like, what the food plans look like, what the accountability pieces look like, what the challenges look like, anything at all, reach out, let us know. But more than anything, keep you as a priority during this crazy season. Don't let you fall to the wayside because life takes over. And you're going to find yourself feeling a lot better overall going into the new year instead of, quote unquote, starting over. So yeah, keep yourself in check this holiday season. If you have any questions at all, let me know. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll chat with you next time.